Hello everyone. I hope you remember my voice. So, how's the lockdown going? I hope everyone is fine. So, we are going to start our syllabus in a very unique manner this year because everyone is sitting at home and there is no other way we could start a syllabus which was supposed to be started a month ago. So, while we are doing that, I hope that our learning keeps going. Let us start with constitution. Most of the democratic countries have constitution today. So why do we need a constitution first of all? It has different purposes to fulfill. First, it lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country that we as citizens aspire to live in. So we are talking about different principles on which we as a country are going to live. So those principles might be like secularism, where every religion is considered to be equal and everyone is equal in front of the constitution. They will not be discriminated because every country is made up of different communities of people who share different beliefs. They might not agree with all the issues. So the constitution helps us give you a set of rules and principles where the person in a country can agree upon on the basis of what the country can be governed. So every person living in that country agrees with certain principles. So that ideals that they believe will be the basis of the constitution. Everyone, so we'll pause the video here and you'll go back, look into the whole topic again that has been covered until now. Please make the notes while you're listening to the topic so that it will be helpful for you while you're reading it. And don't forget to create mind maps and timelines wherever required. In Nepal, though there was a struggle for democracy, in 1990, there was a people struggle. All people struggled to form Nepal into a democratic country. That democracy continued until 12 years before King Gyanendra in 2002 again took back the power to the kings. That is, he became the king and he said that there was some Maoist uprising. So he gave all these reasons and took back the power to himself, to being a king. Later on, there was a struggle again from November 2005, 2006 until 2007 when Nepal adopted a constitution, an interim constitution for a time being. And in 2008, Nepal became a republic federal country. Until then, Nepal was still struggling under the kingship or monarchy. Everyone, so we'll pause the video here and you'll go back, look into the whole topic again that has been covered until now. So the second important reason why we need a constitution is to define the country's political system. So whether the political system is going to be ruled by one person, that is monarchy, one king, or where the country is going to be democratic, where all the people are going to vote and elect a person to rule them. So this is a very important principle of why we need a constitution, to define the political system. So take this example of storyboard that is in front of you and look into the details of how a class monitor is misusing his power. So in a democracy, what you can do? In a monarchy, if at all one king is ruling, when the leader is having all the power, what will happen? Just think about this and the whole scenario. Everyone, so we'll pause the video here and you'll go back, look into the whole topic again that has been covered until now. So another important function of a constitution is it ensures that a majority group or the dominant group is not playing the power against the minority group. For instance, Hindus or Muslims or Hindus. In some countries, there are Muslims are majority. In other countries, Hindus are in majority. In some countries, Hindus are in majority and Muslims are in minority. Let us say boys and girls. So boys are considered as majority here and the girls are considered minority. So how does the constitution give equal rights to all of these people? Either they are majority or minority, they are dominating or not dominating. So there is one word called tyranny here. Tyranny means a cruel or unjust use of power or authority by mostly by the majorities. So if that is happening, someone is dominating the another community and they're the other community is struggling hard to survive. It can be both in between the communities. Let us say there is an inter-community domination. One community is dominating the another community, or there is intra-community domination where a high caste in one community is dominating the lower caste. It can be in the Muslim community or the Hindu community. Internally, there will be someone who's a higher caste and someone who is a lower caste, higher class, lower class. So how that domination can be avoided? In the next assignment, you are going to look into the storyboards where there's a conflict between boys and girls, and there is another conflict where Shabnam, who's supposed to write an exam, is dealing with a conflict inside herself. So to save us from ourselves, we can become toxics for ourselves. We can be the people who can destroy our own self. So now you have to understand and connect this to why there is a need of the constitution or a rule book to be followed. This is your next assignment. So now let us all recap the reasons why the constitution plays a very important role in the democratic societies. Why do we need a constitution? What are the rules that are there, and why are those rules needed to help you to deal with your own self, with the other community, or someone who misuses the power? You need to understand that aspect. Please pause the video here and revise the whole scenario again.